Hello, welcome back to the right hand. We are Reuben Allen. This is our podcast, The Right Hand. We are law firm consultants, small law firm consultants, where we help solo and small law firms, in particular, minority and women-led law firms. We help them navigate the challenges of running a successful practice. I'm Greg Copeland. We're looking into the future of law firms today, the biggest shifts happening in the industry, and how you can stay ahead of the curve. 2025 is playing out to be a year of the unknowns, and we're going to try to navigate this through the best we can. A lot of questions attorneys are having. They're wondering, how will AI and automation impact law firms? What legal services will be in highest demand in 2025? What should solo and small firms do now to stay competitive with the uncertainty of the market, of the economy? All of these questions, we try to make this episode for you. The legal landscape is changing fast, and firms will have to adapt and thrive. And those that do adapt will thrive. Those that don't, they'll struggle. So let's dive into key trends shaping law firms in 2025 beyond, as best we can, and what you need to do to future proof your practice. I bring this up, not a big fan of it, but we all have to move with the times. I get a lot of questions about it from current clients, and that's the AI and automation. And I guess as a sorts, this is the reality for law firms. You know, it's a game changer. It's almost a game changer, but it's also the wild, wild west. It's the unknown regulation. For years, legal tech has promised to revolutionize the industry, but 2025 is probably where AI will go mainstream more than ever. And kind of here's what's happening with that. And it's like AI powered legal research tools. And this part is a good thing. It's cutting down hours of work down to minutes. There are new platforms like Case Text, Harvey AI, and these are making legal research faster and more than ever. I'm sure the the associates at the large firms are looking forward uh, to things like this. Uh, you know, Contract automation is also becoming the norm. Small business clients don't want to pay for high hourly rates for contract drafting, and they're looking for firms that offer fast, fixed fee solutions. A lot of these firms are using AI. And then for the websites, chat bots and virtual assistants, I am not a fan of this part. You can handle intake with the chat bots and virtual assistants, but answering the basic legal questions, I just like a more personal part to it, and not so cold of the AI. And no matter how, and maybe it will change in years, advanced they have AI, you can tell when you're speaking with a chatbot. It's just like when something's wrong with your internet and you get online, and it's a chatbot coming back to you. Um, but your firm has to leverage automation in some form, because if you're not, you're already behind. Um, but here's the question: we've all seen The Matrix, Terminator, all the good stuff. Will AI replace lawyers? Short answer is no, but it will replace lawyers who refuse to evolve. So instead of fearing AI, a lot of attorneys are learning how to use it to their advantage, how to streamline work, reduce costs, focus on high value tasks like strategy, negotiation, client relationships. So as an attorney, what should I do about this with AI? You can experiment a little bit with AI power tools for legal research, document automation. See how you like it. Some people won't like it. Just like some people don't want to go paperless, they just like touching the paper. Um, Two, you can offer AI assisted legal services if you feel comfortable with that, like contract reviews, quick research memos at a lower cost while still providing, the attorney oversight. The attorney still has to oversee that. Three, you really, if you're going to use AI, learn AI ethics, compliance rules, because these tools have become so widespread. And like I said earlier, it's like the Wild Wild West. The attorney, we need for the attorneys who understand the risks and the legal implications, and not just somebody using it and using it the wrong way, just because they want to make their job or cut time in their job or not do the work that they're being paid to do. Um, to 2025, and I think this kind of started with COVID, and it's shifting more and more. It's the rise of virtual hybrid law firms, uh, traditional law offices, brick and mortar. They're disappearing more and more. Post pandemic, we saw a massive increase in virtual law firms or hybrid law firms. The trend isn't slowing down no matter what they try to tell you. Clients now expect more convenience, not having to come into your office, more video conferences, video meetings, video consultations. Um, and attorneys are realizing they don't need to, rent this expensive office space to run a successful practice. So, what does this mean for small law firms? Well, like I said, clients prefer the remote consultations. They don't have to drive an hour to speak with you for 45 minutes or whatever it may be. More and more people are comfortable with Zoom. Um, they prefer Zoom meetings over in-person visits, especially just for routine legal matters. A lot of clients will prefer that Zoom, that Microsoft Teams, those video meetings. For the larger law firms, a lot of them to stay competitive are offering hybrid work models. And this means small firms have to do the same thing, offering similar flexibility. And this is how you retain your top talent. You don't want to be a firm that expects everyone in the office 5 days a week when the big firm down the street is offering 3 days a week. Uh, more flexibility. You have to remain flexible. You have to move with the times. You have to compete to keep that top talent. Subscription-based legal services are also growing. And instead of one-time legal fees, firms are offering monthly legal plans for individual and businesses. This depends on the practice area. And what this does is provides reoccurring revenue. So as a small law firm attorney, what should you do? Evaluate whether you need a physical office. Do I need a physical office? If so, how large does that office need to be? Some firms move into small law firms, move into flexible co-working spaces instead of entering into full leases. Use cloud-based management software, keep operations smooth. Whether your team is in office or remote, I'm a big fan of cloud-based case management software. Make it easy access. Keep everyone on the same page. You can consider offering virtual legal separations. There's my watch. Sorry about that. Legal subscriptions. I'm sorry. And this works great for business lawyers, estate planners, maybe even some family law attorneys. But again, it depends on the practice area. And, these are for attorneys who can practice ongoing legal guidance at a monthly fee. Another thing you need to do is also change client expectations. And what's happening is clients have their expectations are changing, and more and more often than not, these clients are asking for more transparency, more accessibility. They want better communication more than ever. The days of when the attorney could charge by the hour without explaining the cost are gone. They want, when they get billed, detailed information on what the attorney is doing, how the attorney is spending the money that they're paying. Flat fees, upfront pricing. A lot of them they want to know what they're paying for before they commit. Real-time updates on their cases. That's why I'm all with automation, case management systems, client portals, so the client can check in They have their own client portal. They can check in and see the updates for their cases, so they're not constantly trying to call the attorney. They don't want to wait weeks for feedback. They want real time access. Uh, you know, here, law firms have to pay attention to this, and that's the client experience is now a marketing tool. How you treat your client. There was a recent study that showed that 78% of clients choose an attorney based on online reviews. If you don't have a positive reviews, if it's negative client reviews, you're losing your potential business. So how do you do? What do you do? What should you do? You know, shift towards that transparent pricing model. If possible, you want to offer flat fees or, or fair pricing estimates on your website. I don't like that, putting that on your website. I don't like being locked in the prices. That's just me. Um, but you can improve your client communication. You can use automated text, email updates so the client feels informed without, the extra work on your end. Ask for client reviews also after closing a case. Send a quick request for a Google review, and it does make a huge difference. Firms that prioritize that client experience and transparency will attract more business. Those that don't, a lot of times they get left behind. Finding the emerging practice areas, find out where the growth is. That's another way to move and adjust and adapt in 2025. That's another trend. Where's the growth? So let's talk about some emerging practice areas that I'm seeing where the biggest opportunities may be in 2025 and in the next few years. If you're looking to grow your practice or shift it into another area that's profitable, more profitable, should I say? These are spaces that you should watch. Data privacy, cybersecurity. With stricter regulations worldwide, businesses need lawyers who specialize in compliance. Two, AI, IP property law. AI, it's the wild wild west, and as it becomes more common, the content, who owns these rights, and there's going to be a fight about that. This is a fast growing area. Three, elder law and estate planning. Baby boomers by the day are getting older and older, the aging population, more demand for wills, trusts, long-term care planning. For employment and remote law with hybrid work, the standard, businesses need legal guidance on contracts, compliance, and employee rights for those remote and hybrid workers. Cannabis law, more states are legalizing cannabis law, emerging regulations. Businesses need lawyers who can navigate the licensing and compliance of cannabis law. So what should you do? Research the areas that might interest you. If you can get ahead of the curve into some of these new areas, you'll be able to position yourself as an expert as demand grows. Get additional certificates and training, certifications. If you want to shift into AI law, cybersecurity, or elder law, take CLE courses. Build that credibility. Start marketing yourself in these areas now, right? Blogs, posts, speak at events, even rebrand your firm to focus on high growth. In conclusion, let's wrap up today's key takeaways. AI and automation is here to stay. Embrace them. Work smarter, not harder. Two, virtual and hybrid law firms of the future. Consider reducing office costs and remote services and offering remote services. Don't reduce remote services. Offer remote services. Three, clients demand transparency and better communication. Improve your pricing models, your client experience, your communication, create communication rules, feedback rules, timelines. You'll be better off for it. Four, emerging practice areas offer major opportunities for small law firms. It's easier for you to shift than the larger firms. Consider shifting into fast growing legal fields. The firms that adapt and evolve will thrive. Those that don't, they'll struggle to stay relevant. 2025 and beyond. So what we're going to do is to help future-proof your practice. We're going to put together a free guide, the law firm innovation playbook. We'll put it on in the link, maybe add it to our site for you to download. If you found this helpful, subscribe, leave a review, share it with a colleague. If you want to speak with us, this is what we're here for. Sign up for a free exploratory call. That's it. Thank you for tuning in to the right hand. See you next time.